Hello, Nixon. This is your lesson review from July 10th. And on this day, we reviewed the top 5 notes of the chanter, going from high A to high G, F, E, down to D. And then we added to it the remainder of the scale, C, B, low A, low G. So I would like you to practice that nice and slowly and carefully so that you have accurate fingering, coverage of the holes. You may remember that you want to keep the fingers playing on the second pads for the most part. That's going to be the big thing to focus on this week, is adjusting your fingers so that you're playing on the second pads for the most part on these fingers. So let's just take a moment to play scale together from high A down to low G. If something sounds wrong, right? Like maybe you're on C or something and it just sounds wrong. Like this is how C should sound. But let's say it sounds like this. That squeaky sound. It probably means somebody on the upper hand isn't covered right. So you want to check that and troubleshoot. That's what I want you to work on this week. The next thing that I'd like you to work on is the siren exercise, where you go from E, low A, 4 times, and then F, low A, 4 times. So here's the E, low A. And here's the F, low A. And it's the same thing with this exercise. If something doesn't sound right, when maybe you go from F and then you go to low A and something just sounds wrong. Maybe it sounds like this. Okay, that's probably because one of these fingers isn't quite covering. And so you make an adjustment and fix it. Okay? And then the last thing we did, well, second to the last thing we did, was we tried to have a little fun, and we added the very beginning of the song, Mary Had a Little Lamb, to your repertoire. So you can practice something that's a little bit more familiar. And Mary Had a Little Lamb starts on C, goes down to B, low A, back up to B, and then 3 Cs. All right, I'm going to demonstrate it, then we'll talk about what we did on those 3 Cs. So here we go. Just like that. You may have seen what I did on those Cs. For the last 2 of them, I did a G grace note to get a separation between the Cs. So again, okay, try that. See if you can make that work for you, and if you get bored with that, you can add the rest of the tune. Maybe you can figure it out on your own. The last thing we talked about was kind of fun. We're doing this scale from high A all the way down to low A, actually low G, but if you stop at low A, it's the first 7 notes of this song, the Christmas song, Joy to the World. You have to play it with a little bit of holding certain notes and not others, but take a listen. So another thing you can do this week to spice up your practice is to play your scale from high A to low A with the rhythm of Joy to the World. Happy chantering!